In this video, we'll be discussing stand count using FieldAgent Desktop. We'll demonstrate importing images into FieldAgent, producing and visualizing the stand count information inside of FieldAgent Desktop. Once you've completed your flight for stand count, you can import images into FieldAgent Desktop. This can be done on the side of the field without an internet connection, and you can start to receive stand count information, again, on the side of the field without an internet connection. Click on Surveys, click on Add, and browse out to the location where those images have been stored. I've already browsed out here to save time. It'll bring those images in. You click on Next. Validate that it's within the field boundary, and if it's a new field, go ahead and finish creating the new field. I'm going to skip the next button here to save time and move into the actual field itself. So once the stand count import has been completed, you can click on the quick tile for RGB. That'll need to be selected. Then at the top of the screen, you'll click on the icon that looks like a beaker to start the ordering of analytics. So clicking on that icon, a dialog box will appear. It'll ask you to draw a bounding box around the area that you want to define for this analysis. So I'll go ahead and draw a box. Notice how I am not picking up those photo dots that are like right along the highway there at the top. Most likely those photo dots that are on the edge of the field are going to contain images of the road or a ditch, and those will not provide valid stand count information if they provide any information at all. Once I'm complete with my bounding box, I just simply double click the left mouse button and the analytics dialog box pops up. By default, stand count is highlighted. You make sure that that's highlighted. If it's not, go down to crop type and select the appropriate crop type. Put in the row spacing. In this case, it was 30-inch rows, and the seed rate was 29,000 seeds per acre. If your seed rate is variable, put in the average or the mean value in for your seed rate. Leave the use row fill method selected, and that will only be used if it can't use the regular method. And then click on Run Analytics, and FieldAgent shall then determine if everything is good for that process. And if it is, you simply click on Confirm, and then Sentera's FieldAgent will start producing the analytics for you. And it will take a few minutes, depending on the speed of your computer and the size of your field, for it to come up. I went ahead and canceled others, so we're not waiting for it to run, because I already pre-run this information earlier today a couple of times. So let's take a look at what a Spot Scout looks like. So if I click on the Spot Scout population map over in the menu on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see that FieldAgent then populates, based on where those images were taken, a circle with a value in it indicating the number of plants per acre, and then using color to determine where you have high and low emergence within your field. So let's take a look at what image looks like with 29,000 plants per acre right here. And so when we look at it, we can clearly see that this is the rows. You can see in the rows there's a green line going through each one. That's used by our machine learning to count and validate the number of plants within the row, so it can do its calculations. So this is what that would look like. Now we do have a spot that's a little bit lower than 29,000 over here. So let's take a look and see what that would look like. And in here we can again see the green lines going through the plants, but you can see there's a number of areas where there is a gap in the row, and therefore FieldAgent wasn't able to detect a plant there, and that's the most likely reason that we have a low stand count on this particular acre of the property. Close that. Now we can also use the stand count or Spot Scout population toolbar, and we can tell FieldAgent to remove certain values out of what's on the screen, so that we don't see them like our lowest values or the other way around. We could take out our highest values and see where all our low stuff is at, and then kind of take it from there. We can also look at emergence percentage. So instead of actually looking at the count, we can look at the percentage. We can change the color that is used. We can add more bends to get this a little bit more finite as far as the coloring goes. 5 usually tends to be the standard and most used version. And then we can also look at our min, max, and average rates. Now, once this is available to you on the side of the field, again, without an internet connection, once it's had a chance to sync up to the cloud, you will eventually then get what's called a population map. And the population map will give you kind of like a heat map looking kind of where in my field am I seeing high and low emergence rates. And again, there is a toolbox that goes with this. And the nice thing about this toolbox here with the population map is you can generate a prescription map if you need to go back out and reseed if it's still early enough to be able to do so. And you can simply click on the gear here and it starts generating that map. It may take a second. Here we go. And now we have a map. We can export it out and then we can bring it into a number of our different farm management tools. If you have any questions regarding stand count on the desktop application, please feel free to reach out to us at 612-204-2000. You can email support@sentera.com, or feel free to check us out on our site at going to sentera.com and clicking on support.